These are the Airpods 3rd generation, and I've been using them almost every single day for the last 5 months. And I even got to use them in New York City. I probably should have picked a spot that you could actually recognize as New York City, but look, there's a cab, so it's legit. And there are like 3 things that I love about them and 3 things that I hate about them. So here's my long-term review. The first thing that I don't like is the new build and comfort of the headphones. The carrying case for them is actually really similar to the AirPods Pro, but it's about 1/3 smaller and actually an inch thicker than the AirPods 2 case. They're definitely still really pocketable though, and easy to keep track of when commuting or walking through the city. The issue comes in with the actual shape of the earbud. The stem is 33% shorter, which is great, and it looks much more modern than the regular AirPods. And like the AirPods Pro, it is touch sensitive, so you can skip a track, pause music, summon Siri, etc. So I'm down for the bottom part of the headphones, but the top part sucks. To give some context, the regular AirPods and AirPods Pro fit in my ear perfectly. I never have to worry about them falling out, and they feel comfortable. The AirPods 3 fails on both of those parameters. I feel like they may fall out at a moment's notice, and they leave my ears feeling very fatigued when I first put them in. After like 5 to 10 minutes of them being in my ears, I definitely get used to them, but they're not nearly as comfortable as the AirPods Pro or AirPods 2 in my opinion. But I should caveat, like everyone's ears are very different, and so if the regular AirPods didn't fit you, maybe this will be your saving grace. Maybe these will fit perfectly. It's just that I find that the fit is much less comfortable and much less secure for my ear type. With that said, the open ear design on these definitely makes it easier to hear the world around you, which is critical anywhere, but especially venturing around a busy city. Microphone quality on here is also a little bit worse than the AirPods Pro. It doesn't have the same voice enhancement features, but it does get the same Siri support. The first thing that I love about these is the software experience that you get with them. It's the software experience that we've come to like know and love. It's still pretty great. Convenience is the name of the game here. Easy pairing, the ability to quickly check battery status on the phone, and the Find My feature that lets you find your AirPods case and notifies you if you're leaving the room without your AirPods. So great. And very crucial, especially if you live in a city where commuting on trains or working in coffee shops is the norm. This is small, it's easy to leave behind, and I love that it notifies you. But sometimes the convenience that Apple implements with these is taken a little bit too far. Was just talking to Renee Ritchie about this on my podcast, The Digital Dive, I'll link it below. But the thing that we kind of have a bone to pick with is the quick pairing automatic switching feature, which in theory sounds amazing. It basically means that the headphones will call an audible and switch between your devices. So if you're listening to something on your phone, it will be on your phone, but then it will switch to your computer and your tablet. It sounds great in theory, but it feels a little bit like the headphone is not thinking things through, like a dog that gets distracted by any new squirrel. Because, for example, if I'm on a voice call with someone and I'm using my headphones on my computer and it's very clear I'm using them for the audio and for my microphone, if I just get a text on my phone, which is like a 1-second sound, the headphones will switch to my phone. And I'm like, why? And then it's such a hassle to pair them back to my computer, so much to the point that I'm now using wired headphones on my computer. It is a feature that you can turn off, but there's no in between. I would love the ability to kind of specify when I want it to do this auto switch feature, because it's great when it works, and when I don't want it to do this feature, like for a text notification or something. And so that is something that I don't love with them. Also, there's a really weird like pairing issue that's also plaguing these that I'll mention later in the video, because I think it's probably something you're gonna wanna know about. But another thing I love with these, audio quality. Oh my gosh, it's great. They have new drivers and new EQing here. The EQ is really good. The headphones use sensors to figure out their placement in your ear, and they actually adjust the equalization depending on how they fit in your ear. I think it'd be really cool to be able to turn off this feature and then turn it back on so we can see what difference it's making, but I feel like we just have to trust Apple that it is making some type of difference, and it's so cool that this tech is all like happening behind the scenes. They also have Dolby Atmos support, which Apple has been advertising a ton. This feels like a feature that's really good for someone that listens to a lot of pop music or modern music, maybe even some remastered tracks, and uses Apple Music, so it's definitely a small subset of people, but I think over time it will grow, so it kind of future-proofs the headphones, and when you get a song that is optimized for this, it's amazing, truly, like it's so great. The most mind-blowing, impressive feature that really had me taking a step back was the head tracking feature and the surround sound. You can jam out to music on a city street, in the office, a coffee shop, a train, anywhere, and these totally immerse you in the music. Honestly, if you have the opportunity, I think you should try out this feature just because it's so cool. But if you can't, here's the best description I can give you. It feels like it adds an extra depth to your music, so it kind of sounds like one instrument's coming from over here, and one instrument's coming from over there, and one instrument's coming from behind you. Kind of like soundstage goals, which you don't typically get with like in-ear headphones. And I'm not trying to say that these are like audiophile level amazingness, but just for the average person that uses headphones, I think that they'll find it to be a pretty good experience that makes their music feel full and dynamic and adds a little bit of a boost to it. I feel like this definitely really shines through on songs with layered vocals, like for example, Dressed by Taylor Swift, Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, Love Is Pain by Phineas. All of these songs were like a mind-blowing experience on these headphones, and I just was listening to them on repeat, which, let's be real, I'd be doing anyways, but these headphones made it more fun. And the dynamic head tracking will also actually change the volume and mix of what you're listening to relative to where your device is. So this is pretty cool. Some people I have heard do not love this feature because it's weird, like your music sounds different depending on where you're walking around in the room. But I think that it is a cool feature some of the time, and I'm just envisioning like if you use this while you're watching a movie or something and you have an Apple TV, like it can kind of give you like the surround sound movie theater experience for a fraction of the cost. And so honestly, like those two features I think just make this a more immersive audio experience. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but I keep them on like 100% of the time. These don't have any active noise cancellation though, like the AirPods Pro, so the music can definitely be overpowered if you're in a louder environment, and it also means that you can't turn on transparency mode, which the AirPods Pro have, which like actually filters in from your outside environment so you can hear better. So the only stuff that you can hear is just what you'd passively hear because of the open back design. If I was recommending this to a New Yorker, I would probably say get the AirPods Pro, because while I actually prefer the sound quality on these, it really shines through in quiet environments, and a lot of the time you won't be in a quiet environment. Also, the pairing issue here. Basically, out of nowhere, one of the headphones just stopped working and pairing to my device. And so that happened on a Monday, and then 2 days later it happened on my AirPods Pro. I posted about it on Twitter. Seems like it's a common issue, which what the hell? Like, bizarre that Apple hasn't really formally addressed it, but a lot of people are experiencing it. In order for me to fix it, I had to, 1, reach out to Apple support, 2, update the firmware on these headphones, and also do a hard reset. So I think it's worth noting just in case you get these and then you're like, what's going on? Why is only my right earbud working? That's what's happening with these. But overall, absolutely love them. I think that all the things I love about them outweigh all the things I don't like about them, and they're definitely gonna keep their spot in my pocket and in my heart. Thanks so much for watching this video, AirPods Pro review right here, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.